Are you wanting to learn about positive parenting? Are you wondering what is an effect of positive parenting on a child? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. I'm Nicholeen Peck. I teach all over the world about relationships, parenting, good communication, and child development. And we are going to be talking about positive parenting and what that looks like and the best way to do it in this video. In this video, I'm going to share a little bit of an understanding of positive parenting, and then what some of those effects of positive parenting are, and how to take your positive parenting to the next level. The idea of positive parenting has been growing more and more over the years. I remember when I was a young mom, my children are all pretty much adults at this point. When I was a young mom, I remember reading a book about positive parenting and thinking, you know, this is actually pretty good. It was a book by Glenn Latham. It was called The Power of Positive Parenting. And I thought, well, this is really wonderful. I did find that there were a few things in the book that could have been made more simple, though. So we're going to be talking about some of those coming up, and some other books that might even be more beneficial just to keep things streamlined for your family. But what is positive parenting? Let's take a quick look at that. So when a parent is working on positive parenting, they're really focused on investing with their child, okay? Having good positive interactions with the child so that everything doesn't feel negative or like they are militant and emotional. They don't want that kind of feeling with their child, which makes total sense, right? So parents who are doing positive parenting, they are very involved with the children. They want to be there. They want to be part of how the child learns and grows and develops. They want to have an active role in that childhood development. They are very invested in the success of their children. Now, sometimes I will say, I've noticed in recent years, some parents get a little over-invested, where the parents start trying to have the child succeed for their own benefit, which actually then can be detrimental. So let's be careful about that. We know that the positive type parent is the one who really wants the best of the best, which is why they're investing so much. And I do recommend that if we're going to make these great investments into strengthening the bonds with our children, which is what the positive parent really is hoping for, that we definitely invest in changing ourselves as well as invest in helping our children to grow. In order to create this connection that occurs, a lot of parents who are trying to do positive parenting will be very predictable in their speech. So they'll try to use the same words again and again with the same types of interactions so that it's more clear for the child, and so that the child probably has less anxiety associated with interactions that need to happen. So parents try to make it so that they are easily understood by their child. The hope of this is to increase the bond, of course. So what are some of the effects of this type of positive parenting? I've seen positive and negative effects. Yep, it's true. Even though it's called positive of parenting, there are some people who don't necessarily apply it in a way that leads toward positive effects. However, if it is done well, if a person really truly is adhering to the principles of positive parenting, and they are even taking it to the next level, which I'm going to be talking about here in a minute, then that positive parenting ends up creating, as an effect, increased bonding and unity in the family, increased trust in the relationships, hopefully some skill development, more predictability, less anxiety, also a more positive environment, which should be a given considering the title positive parenting, right? But also should make it that when a child gets corrected, which should happen still consistently, should make it that the child has an easier time accepting corrections from parents. Now, this brings me to where it can sometimes go wrong. So there is an effect that some parents think everything needs to be positive, and there can't ever be any show or sign of negative consequences and there's not going to be any correcting. They just try to divert the child's attention towards something positive. Well, that's actually not completely honest. In fact, that type of adaptation of positive parenting lacks integrity because we're not presenting the whole truth. A person needs to be able to be okay accepting a consequence in order to truly have self-government and self-mastery for their lives. And so a parent needs to present that. It's our job as trainers and teachers of our children to let them know when they need to course correct, which means that they need to feel that it's safe to be corrected, which means that those corrections can happen in a positive way. That doesn't mean that they're all cheery and happy, but what it does mean that a parent doesn't take the child's misbehavior personally. The parent maintains calmness. The child learns how to be calm and accept consequences, and everything is seen as just a learning moment, not necessarily that someone was bad. Many people are so afraid of showing their children that they've been bad that they don't even correct the children. And then the result is the child develops entitlement. So if you don't want your child to get into that entitled mindset, then what you need to do is you need to make sure you consistently correct and consistently praise, but you do it all with a spirit of optimism, a spirit of this is just a learning moment, no big deal. Right? We can learn this, we can correct this, and it's okay to accept a correction and to find out you need to fix something and move on. That's when you're really helping a person become emotionally strong. So let's talk about how to set up that environment. Let's take this to the next level because I definitely have a lot to add to the positive parenting discussion. Like I said, for years, I've known what positive parenting is. It was one of the first parenting books I ever read was about positive parenting, but I recognized there was places that we could beef it up. And I learned this by doing treatment foster care for troubled teens. They were all between the ages of 12 and 18. I had to help give them treatment and bring them to a place where they would have a change of heart and learn self-mastery. And I realized there were pieces missing from the positive parenting discussion that I could definitely add in after I started working with these troubled children. So let me help you take your positive parenting to the next level. Before we take our parenting to the next level, hit that subscribe button. There are great videos about positive parenting as well as many other things that come out on this channel every day, and you are not going to want to miss them. So what takes our positive parenting to the next level? Skill development and a lot more deliberate action. Some of the things that I did with my foster children and my own family, I've raised 4 children too of my own, is we created a deliberate plan for where we were headed as a family. I didn't try to just make things positive when I talked to the children. We actually planned as a family where we were going, and we planned certain meetings for how we would check up on our progress going in that direction, and we learned skills for how to solve our problems. They learned the exact words that I would say if I was going to correct them when they had a problem. So, I mean, talk about predictable, right? That is super predictable, super low anxiety, so that the children knew what they had to accept, because one of their skills that I taught them, which was one of the 4 basic skills, was how to accept consequences. The 4 basic skills that I trained my children on were how to follow instructions, accept no answers and criticism, accept consequences, and disagree appropriately. They need to learn their 4 skills and my 5 skills that I use to correct the problems if they occur. That way they know everything, no surprises, no manipulations. When a person learns self-government, which is what I am trying to teach them and practice myself, that means everybody's on the same page and we have a plan for how we're going to communicate with each other. Self-government is the next level of positive parenting. Positive parenting is a great movement. Like I said, sometimes it can go off a little bit, but for the most part, it has led us in a direction that makes our home environments feel a little bit more safe and more connected. But now let's take it to the next level. Let's give the children the adult skill development that they need for success. Let's teach them how to handle the problems. Let's give them those skills so that they are not struggling with increased anxiety and worries. Sometimes when everything is happy and fluffy and nice, Children don't develop the anti-fragility skills that they need in order to make it into adulthood and beyond. We need to give them those things too. That is what teaching self-government is all about. Creating environments where children and parents can be emotionally strong and united together, which totally match all of the goals for positive parenting. Because you stayed with me all the way to the end of this video, I would like to give you a free gift. This free gift will help you right now start taking your positive parenting to the next level. That free gift is called the Calm Parenting Toolkit. So in the description below this video, there is a link to the Calm Parenting Toolkit. It's one of the top links. Click on that link and you can have that course. It's a mini course called the Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. Completely for free. My purpose in everything that I do for teaching self-government is try to help heal families, to create children who are strong and confident, and to create family bonds in this world. And I know calmness is a key piece to that. So click on that Calm Parenting Toolkit today, and I'll see you there.